Here's your business and your customer. You have a product or service that you want to sell them. But pretty soon, you begin to realize that you need to have some things in place to make your customer aware that you even exist. And you want to impress them. So you typically come to someone like me looking for a logo first. And that's typically what most businesses do. You tell me what you want, I design it, you pay me, I'm happy, you're happy, and then you repeat this process with many, many others. For example, you get some graphic design work done. You need some business cards, signs, vehicle wraps, product packaging, swag like shirts, hats, promo stuff, etc. Maybe you move on to a website or an e-commerce platform. You probably delve into social media or blogging. And by this time, you've potentially spent hours upon hours and thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars on a certain look, feel, and messaging. And the idea is that everything you do will connect with a client. They'll love you. They'll love your business. They'll buy your stuff. They'll be happy and you'll be happy. But that isn't a plan. That's a wish. And unless you have a fairy godmother or get incredibly lucky, what I see very often are results that look more like this. Here's your business. Here's your customer. You hire all these people, but then the business does not connect with the customer, and the customer is left feeling confused or like what you're selling is for someone else and not for them. But how did this happen? Well, what was the strategy? There was none. You hired all these different people who made their best guesses about what they thought you needed based on some loosely defined idea of who the customer actually was. That's why it's critical here at the beginning to establish your brand strategy. Now, what a lot of exasperated businesses end up doing is finally reaching out to a marketing company that ends up putting a proper strategy into place and discovers all the problems that could have been prevented, but it could take some major rebranding. That means redoing all that work that you spent thousands to create in the first place to get things right. And that can take a lot of time to improve your image with a client. Now, imagine all the cost of that wasted time, money, effort, emotional investment, and what it would mean to unwittingly program failure into everything else you're doing to build your business. A brand strategy is a blueprint that defines exactly who your ideal target customer is, how your business will connect with your customer at every single interaction, and it will dial in the logo design, the graphic design, the website, the ads, what you post on social media, so that every single dime you invest hits the mark. So a brand strategy contains things like brand personality archetyping, which is like a personality test, but for your business. And that's going to define your voice and how you speak to your audience. A positioning statement helps everyone in the business know who the business is, what pain it solves, for what audience, how they solve it, how they're different, and the reasons why the audience should believe the business. The mission and vision statements face outward to tell the audience about the business, what they do, who they do it for, and what the ultimate goal is over time. There's also definitions of what is on or off brand to help the business know what types of things to pursue to connect with the target audience and what to avoid. Audience avatars are really critical. They define and nail down exactly who the target audience of the business is, whose pain they can best cure, and who will be the most profitable as a customer. Colors and typography are defined from what we learn about the audience avatar, and the brand touch points identify every single place along the line that the customer encounters their brand. Search engines, websites, ads, forums, blogs, social media, video, customer support, the purchase process, promotions, etc. And this makes sure that there's a clear flow for the customer and that every touch point is the best experience possible for them. So, what do you think? Would you like my help to ensure that your business is just perfectly dialed in and that every dollar you spend from here on out isn't wasted on a wish?